Oh. Hey, what is up, Superman fans? I am Anchorpete, and I'm here with my daughter, Pepper.
Hello.
We are here to talk about Superman and Lois, episode 4, which was entitled Haywire. Pepper, do you have any idea why they might have named this episode Haywire? Do you know what Haywire means?
Well, is it because of the shaking boy?
Oh, good job. The shaking boy, Mr. Tag Harris, he was a major part of this episode. You know what, Pepper? I looked up Tag, on Wikipedia or any kind of like information site I could find to find out who he was in the comics. And there isn't a Tag Harris character besides the person that's in this show.
Yeah, I have noticed they've created some new characters here.
They have. And could you do me a huge favor and hand me my spiral right over there?
Yeah.
I wanted to do a little shout out to Jaden Kleberg, who commented on this video last time. And he said that some of the characters that we saw in the last episode, one of them was Subject 11, that was that guy that was beating up Superman, okay? And he's a reference to a character named Subject 17 from the comics, right?
Who's Subject 11?
That was that dude that was just wailing on Superman that last episode.
Oh, that he froze and then blasted away.
Yeah. And then that girl with the heat vision that we saw at the end of this episode, her name is Lesla Lar. Well, that's her Kryptonian name, but her name on the show is Leslie Lar.
Leslie.
So what have we seen Leslie do so far?
I would like to touch on Leslie.
Let's touch on Leslie.
Touch on
Go ahead.
Sorry, let me think.
Okay.
So
You think, and I want to tell people that if you guys want to comment, we love responding to your comments. And of course, this is going to be spoiler central for episode 4 of Superman and Lois.
Yeah, so it's not exactly Leslie, just the whole, not the Kyle, Morgan Edge situation. Yes. So at the he was talking to Lana Lang, who is married to Kyle Cushing.
Right.
I guess she's Lana Cushing. I'm just gonna call her Lana Lang since that's her original name.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Lana Lang. He was talking to her about opportunities. In the past episode, we've learned that he made a deal to someone about opportunities, and then that person went missing.
Yeah.
So, and then at the end, they were talking about a whole area full of kryptonite and how he was sure there would be enough volunteers. I think he's going to try and turn Lana Lang into one of his kind of freaky kryptonite people.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay. So he said something along the lines of resurrecting Kryptonians, right? He used the word resurrecting, right? So bringing people back from the dead. So
he said there'd be more enough volunteers as well.
Okay, so the thing
since there's multiple kind of weird people, I'm thinking he's like doing something with already humans.
Yeah. Okay, so Pepper, one thing I should explain to you is that, do you remember I mentioned a show called Smallville on one of our episodes that we did?
Yes.
So there was a Superman show called Smallville that came out when I was like a teenager, right? Or maybe a little older. And what happened was when Clark came down as a baby in that show, bits of Krypton came down with him too, right? And there would be people that would find pieces of Krypton or kryptonite, and it would give them powers on that show. And so, like, every episode, there'd be kind of like a villain of the week, and it would be a person that had, like, special powers because
were there ever allies for Superman?
Probably. I didn't really watch the show, honestly. If you guys had watched Smallville, you can kind of back up what I'm saying. But, like, people would get powers every week. Because, like, on a TV show, the formula is usually, like, what you call the villain of the week, when there's, like, a new threat. And the hero faces it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that what's going on with this show is it's kind of going along that Smallville direction. And essentially you're going to have all these superpowered people because of the kryptonite, the special kind of kryptonite that's underneath Smallville. What do you think of that?
Yes, I suppose that possibly when he landed originally, he might have landed in an area similar to there, and evolution maybe buried it deep underneath, so I could see how that might be impossible.
Yeah. And so Edge, he's just looking for that kryptonite, and he's probably going to build an army. That's what he's looking for. So I think that he's completely separate from the Captain Luthor that we've been seeing in the show so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like Captain Luthor is going to show up in this next episode too, right? Yeah. So, Pepper, let's talk about what actually happened in this episode, all right? So, the football team is another big part of this episode, right? And Tag Harris, we learned about him, and we learned that he got powers. Do you want to explain how he got his powers?
Tag Harris.
The
Well,
guy was shaking the whole time.
yeah. I don't like it. I mean, he's kind of freaky.
Yeah, Pepper got bothered by the shaking. She would be like,
Well,
"Oh, that's gross."
Yeah, I just thought the motion kind of upset my eyes. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think so. There was a theory that Jordan did that to him when he blew up the bonfire. But towards the end, there was like the military dad who was really extra bad in this episode.
General Lane, he was extra bad.
Yeah, he was extra bad. Anyways, sorry, I can't think for a second. He said there was like another kind of thing that could make him shaking.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, that boy's probably going to get powers, don't you think?
Oh, I think he already has the powers, yeah. He said there was like a phosphorescent substance that that was there, right?
I'm sorry, I can't pronounce phosphorus.
Oh, dude, I can't even pronounce it either. But I'm thinking that that's probably the kryptonite, or maybe it's like some kind of side effect of the kryptonite. And so that's what gave him his powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's shaking. It was kind of cool because it was like a horror movie the way that he was shaking too. Like they do that in a lot of horror movies.
Also, this boy got mad at him for breaking furniture. I didn't see it, but whatever he's shaking has to be pretty powerful because he also knocked Jordan across the woods.
Yeah, he flipped Jordan away. Yeah, pretty easily. Yeah. And then what was cool about the end of this episode was that General Lane alluded to the idea that this guy Tag Harris is going to go to like a special school. Now I know, like comic book fans, you might be like, "Oh, it's like the X-Men, right?" Well,
I think that'd be cool.
Oh, absolutely be cool. One thing that I don't know if you know, but like, so Marvel has mutants, right? And DC has what are called metahumans. They're people that have like powers within them, and then go their whole life without having those powers come out. But if your metahuman gene gets activated, then you have powers, right? And
wait, so does every human have a metahuman gene?
No, just special people.
So it could, be activated at any time?
Yes, yeah. Certain things can like trigger it. And so the thing is, on the CW shows like The Flash and like Legends of Tomorrow and the other shows that you've seen commercials for, they have metahumans on there, especially on The Flash. There's a ton of metahumans on the Flash. That's a big part of that show, right? Mm-hmm. And so it sounds like they have like a school for it in this universe now, right? That's kind of cool. And so, Pepper, I'm going to tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So there's this other DC show that your dad loves a lot called Young Justice, and it's a cartoon, right? And it was on Cartoon Network, and it's also on the DC Universe app, but I think it's HBO Max now. And on that show, they had like the young kind of Teen Titans team, right? With like, Robin and Aqualad and all those guys, right? And the last season was all about metahuman teenagers getting kidnapped and, used for their powers and stuff. Hey, we got some comments over here too. Mike is saying that I have a fresh haircut. That's right. Just for you, big boy. Want to look nice and sharp. There you go. And then, you should do a video on DC and Marvel and their differences on that. Very good point, Mike. Thank you. I agree. Yeah. There's a lot of similarities between DC and Marvel and absolutely differences too. So anyway, with Young Justice, though, if you guys ever get a chance, I highly, highly recommend watching the first 3 seasons of Young Justice because that's all there is. And it is a really, really awesome show. So it's like it blows this show out of the water. All right. You ready? So... okay, so Pepper, if you could have, let's just do a little side question real quick. If you could have powers from this kryptonite or go to that special school, what power? Don't make that face. Come on, I'm making this up on the fly. What power would you want to have?
Like I could have any?
Yeah, of course.
I want invisibility.
Invisibility?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's cool. You can sneak around, or I'd want to be able to look like other people. Or I'd want to have the power to steal other people's powers. Okay. Well, that's cool. It's kind of like Rogue. All right. So anyway, who's Rogue? She's from the X-Men. Speaking of X-Men. So I would go for healing, like Wolverine. Be able to heal pretty quickly. You're just a major Wolverine fan.
Yeah. So Pepper, let's get back to the show. Let's talk about Thaddeus Kilgrave, this villain that shows up.
Yes, I like him a lot.
I wish that I could show you guys a picture of Thaddeus Kilgrave because it is pretty silly. What did he look like in the picture, Pepper?
The comic picture?
The comic picture.
He kind of looks like a child with a mutated face.
Yeah, he's a little dude. And yeah. And now my wife and Pepper's mom said that for her power, she'd want to read minds. That's right. I'd be kind of scared if your mom could read minds. All right. Anyway, so what do you think of Thaddeus Kilgrave on this show, Pepper?
I thought he was pretty cool. He kind of talks like a lunatic, which makes sense because he probably is a lunatic. But
Yeah.
I also he made he made a bomb disguised as gum, which
Yes.
I really like because I'm a gum person.
Yes.
I like gum a lot.
Maybe that could be one of your powers. You could make gum that blows up.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but I thought that was really cool because he like spit it out, and I guess he blew up two prison carriers.
The guys in the
Yeah.
transport, the prison transport. Yeah. Which I wanted to point out, that was kind of a funny part from this episode. He does this whole big speech, and then he spits out his gum that he's chewing, and he spits it on the door, and then, they make an explosion sound. They don't show the explosion, I guess, because they didn't have enough money in the budget to show it. But there's a big explosion, and the very next scene...
Also, this is a PG-13 show, right?
Dude, you just I'm setting up my joke over here. And you just...
Yeah, but really quick, I want to point out this is a PG-13 show.
Yes, it's PG-13, sure.
Anyways, I don't think it's appropriate to show men getting blown up in a PG-13 show.
Okay, so they didn't show him getting blown up. But anyway, he spits out the gum, and then they just make an explosion sound. They don't show the explosion. And then they cut right to a bathroom in the very next scene. And, I don't think you should make an explosion sound and then cut to a bathroom. The guy's looking at a bathroom stall, too. It's, not a good transition there. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, you thought Thaddeus was cool. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay.
He did kind of sound like the joke. You said Joker wannabe?
Yeah, he was kind of, the way that he was moving and the way he held himself and the way that he talked was kind of similar to, the Joker from the Dark Knight movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he was cool, though. I still thought, the gum trick, and he was, blaring Superman's ears off. Yeah,
okay, so let's talk about that, because that's something I definitely wanted to mention, too. So he developed this weapon where he could, shoot a sonic blast, right? Sure, make it quick, though. He develops this gun. Pepper will be right back. She's getting some water. And he's shooting a sonic blast at Superman, right? And it's really intense, and it's actually making, Superman's, face glow, because it's, really damaging his ears, right? And that kind of bothered me because Superman, even with his ears being messed up, he's able to hear the ELT, the thing that sends a signal to him from his family members. And he just immediately does one of those Hulk claps like that. And it sends a
Why
big...
did you do that before?
Exactly. Why didn't he do that immediately? He needed to kind of think about his family for a second to go like that. So he does that, and he gets rid of Thaddeus in 2 seconds after that.
Yeah, seriously, dude. You have super strength. Make some moves instead of just kneeling there.
I mean, they did show...
Maybe it inspired him.
Yeah. They did show him, kind of fly up for a second to go get him, but then he blasted him down. But, yeah. So I didn't really care for that. So let's talk about... Just in general, when we see comments from you guys, a lot of people say that the Lois Lane stuff is not their favorite. Right? And that's okay. I understand. It's a Superman show. You want to see him fighting people. Totally understand. What do you think about
that kind of person? I like the Lois Lane stuff.
Go ahead.
Because I think that I'm not a lawyer person. I do admit that bores me a bit. But I do like how she's oh, I'm in your face. You like
her
I'm
attitude?
gonna be sassy.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that honestly, my own opinion is that the Lois stuff always feels like they're making up a story because they need to give Lois something to do. It doesn't really feel like it's a super compelling aspect of the show, right? The teenage stuff, every CW show is going to have teenage drama, and it gets a little cheesy and it's over the top. But I do like the football aspect of it, especially how you have this outsider son, Jordan, getting on the team. I like that because it's he's this outsider. Now he's kind of becoming one with the team.
So your favorite things on the show are football and action?
I mean,
you don't care about the mystery or the
no
teenage romance drama?
Yeah, the teenage romance drama would probably be pretty low on my list. But but what I will say is probably the thing that is the most exciting to me is the idea that multiple people will have powers, and maybe
I do want
powers...
to see the Power School, and I wish they'd send Jordan to it.
They probably
react
will.
to that.
Well, let me.
Oh, that's why he was freaking out over dinner because he doesn't want to be sent to the super freak school.
Maybe, but let me ask you this. Well, because he wouldn't be exceptional anymore, right? He'd get lost in the shuffle, right? Let me ask you this. Do you think that they're setting the show up to where Superman is going to die and that it's just going to be about the sons? Do you think that that's going to happen?
No.
You don't think that's
For
going
the
to
main
happen?
purpose, the only reason I don't think this is going to happen is because of the show's name. Superman and Lois. You can't have Superman and Lois minus the Superman. So it would just be Lois. No one wants to watch a show about that.
It would just be called Lois. It's Lois. I think you might lose some viewers there, especially based on our comments. No, I always think that the Superman part is like in the background. I feel like they really try to push the Lois part up because, like, see, it's about Lois too, and then the Superman part they put in the background, and they're always trying to build up the sons. I really do think they're trying to build up the sons. Now,
I have to say, once again, I'm getting tired. Well, I mean, they didn't have as much with the sons this time, but I am kind of getting tired of where, like, Superman has to leave because he has to go fight crime. The military dad is really pushing him, and I don't like how he doesn't care about his daughter once again. I feel like the dad would have some feelings in trying to protect his daughter's life as well as the nation's. And then the dad got in trouble. Not the Superman dad.
Yeah.
General Lane.
General
Lane got in trouble because he told the boys not to contact their father when they needed help because he was saving the world.
Yeah, we should talk about that. No, but okay, come on. Here's the deal, right?
He literally said that.
Imagine if your son-in-law is Superman, right? Yeah. And you are in the military. First of all, you're like, jackpot, I happen to be related to this guy that is the most powerful person on Earth. Now, in this show, we're up to 4 episodes now. In this show, he's always taken Superman as like this sort of this blessing. Or it's like, oh, I get this guy. We can use him, right?
Yeah, he doesn't think about Superman as a person, exactly.
Exactly.
Just as a weapon.
He uses him, exactly. He uses him like a weapon. And then here's the thing, is that in this episode, when there was conflict, where like Clark was like actually yelling at him and they were butting heads, that's when he looked at the symbol, right? And he saw the hell on the back, or it also looked like 7734. And that's when he's like, hey, we should make protocols to take down Superman. So now he's thinking
he wants to kill Superman? I didn't know he would go that far.
That's what he was talking about. He was talking about like protocols to like take him down, basically.
Seriously? Do you know? So you're like, hey, I don't care about my daughter's life. Let's just go kill her husband. Ha ha ha. He's gonna kill Superman, basically, because Superman's not doing his military stuff.
Okay, so that's the way that General Lane is in the comics always. He always thinks of Superman as a threat. You know?
He's not thinking of Superman as a threat. He's thinking of Superman as an item, and an item that doesn't want to be used particularly right now. He must destroy it and bring it down just because it's not listening to him.
Well put, my daughter. Good job. She's not a fan of General Lane. She like says stuff about him whenever he's on the TV. But Pepper, the thing is, right, is that when you think about Superman as like what he actually is and what he can do, he's very, very, very scary, right? Because that's the beauty of Superman, right? The character is this good person who will always do the right thing. But the potential of Superman could like destroy the entire planet if he wanted to. He's so powerful.
Yeah, which is exactly what I'm thinking. General Lane, do you really want to
piss him off?
Yeah.
No, probably not. No, not a
good
idea.
No, but my question is if they do go into combat, who do you think is going to end up being alive? And if Superman kills General Lane, which might happen, like maybe just by accident or maybe trying to stop him from killing him, Clark.
Yeah.
Clark's trying to stop General Lane from killing himself. Anyways.
Wait, what? Like General Lane is trying to kill Clark, you're saying?
Yes, that's what I mean. I'm not trying to say General Lane's going to commit suicide. Anyways, yeah, I feel like if one of them does kill each other, it's going to impact Lois horribly because that's her father and that's her husband. If they butt heads and one dies, that's probably gonna ruin her life almost.
That probably will happen. Maybe at the end of this season, you might have like a scene or a episode where like the dad does something that like takes Superman out. He's probably not gonna kill Superman. He's probably gonna like put him in a jail or something or really hurt him, and it'll cause a huge problem Lois and him. That's probably what's going to happen at the end of the season.
Yeah, or yeah. I mean, I'm thinking eventually they're gonna hurt each other.
Yeah,
And
something.
Superman might hurt the military and make himself look bad, even though he's just trying to defend himself.
Yeah. Well, Pepper, why don't we kind of go towards like wrapping this all up? But on that note, let's talk about the threads that are going on in this show. You got the Superman and General Lane thread, where General Lane is now starting to consider that Superman could be a threat. And what is he going to do if Superman became an enemy, right?
Superman's not an enemy.
And
He's helping him.
Let me ask you this. Do you think General Lane is going to consider working with Captain Luthor?
Yes, I do. In fact, I don't think Captain Luthor is a bad person because I feel like he wants to help the human race. He's just not doing it in the right way.
Yeah.
He's actually harming it.
So this brings up a few things from the comics, right? In the comics, at one point, you had a whole bunch of Kryptonians come to Earth because, long story short, there's a secret little city that survived from Krypton called Kandor, right? And it was being kept safe by this guy Brainiac. I know there's a lot, but all the Kryptonians survived and they come to Earth at one point in the comics, and now you have hundreds, if not thousands, of Kryptonians like Superman just flying around. So General Lane and Lex Luthor and a bunch of other bad guys make up it's either the Kryptonian kill squad or like the Superman kill squad.
So seriously, so General Lane is bad enough to try and kill his daughter's husband?
In the comics, he's pretty bad in the comics. But his goal there was, how do you kill Kryptonians, right? So of course Superman is a Kryptonian.
So he was practicing killing people on his daughter's husband?
Like his people, yeah. So anyway, they figure out ways to kill them, like using kryptonite and stuff, right? So there's one thing, right? Now also Pepper, even the people that ally with Superman, like this guy right here, whose head you're just touching, right? Batman. They also, like Batman is notorious for coming up with plans on how do you take out Superman, because Superman is just so powerful. Like, what do you do? And so, like Batman, for instance, carries a piece of kryptonite in his utility belt to deal with Superman.
Really?
Yes.
So if Superman ever turned on him, he would try and kill him?
Probably. Because he knows how dangerous Superman is. So, I think, Pepper, what I think
I
is...
don't think Superman's world, the Krypton and Earth are meant to mix. It's very different thing.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of which, this is what I'm seeing with the show. I think what's going to happen is that you're going to start to get superpowered people because of this kryptonite that Morgan Edge has found, right? And maybe they become a threat.
Maybe they go to the super school.
Maybe some of them will. Maybe there'll be some good ones. And I do hope that we see this super school. I hope it kind of takes like a Young Justice vibe where it's like they start to train young superheroes. But what I think, Pepper, you tell me if I'm wrong, is I think that you're going to have one side where there's these superpowered people that work for Edge, and maybe they have Kryptonian powers, and then you're going to have this other side with like Captain Luthor and General Lane, and then kind of Clark and Lois and his sons are going to be kind of caught in the middle. What do you think?
So you think that Morgan Edge and General Lane are going to go against Superman?
No, I think that, yeah, they're not going to like team up, but Superman's going to have to deal with both. And probably what will happen is that...
Do you think Superman's going to... I have a little idea.
Yes.
What if Superman got recruits from the super school, and that's why it was brought up in the first place?
Yeah.
And that way Superman kind of has his army, General Lane kind of has his army, and then Morgan Edge has his army.
Whoa, yeah. There's all these potential storylines that you can have in this show. And which is the most exciting for you? The super school thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I like the super school. I'm interested in it.
Yeah. Just one last thing I want to explain too is that in the comics, there's just Jonathan, right? Jonathan is Clark's son. There's no Jordan on the show, on the comics, right? And for the longest time, Jonathan was a lot younger. He was like maybe around your age. Okay.
Kind of like a tween.
Yeah. He was your age. And he was actually very good friends. Batman has a son in the comics, Damian. And so the two of them were a team. And the name of that comic was called Super Sons, and it was about their. So I can almost see.
A dorky name.
It's absolutely a dorky name.
Super Sons.
But if Clark was to die, if they were to kill Clark, and you can't just name the show Lois, then maybe Super Sons could be a name, and it could be about Jonathan and Jordan.
Oh, see, well, they'd have to change the name, and that'd be kind of hard, you know. might think it's a different show. But anyways, it probably might happen. But I really don't want them to kill Clark because he's one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah?
Even though maybe he doesn't do the things I like the much, he's a kind person, I can
He is a
tell.
kind person,
And
yeah.
he's a good father, and he tries to help his kids.
Yeah, good point, Pepper. Good, yeah.
And I don't think they will, because they don't... It'd be kind of weird to kill the main aspect of your...
I think that Tyler Hoechlin, and one of the people that commented explained that I was saying his name wrong. Tyler Hoechlin, who plays Clark, Superman, I think that he is probably one of the most charismatic actors on the show. And I think to kill him, even though it would be kind of sensational, I think they'd be throwing away an actor that's a really, like, one of the big draws of the show. So
I haven't played someone else, but...
well, or he might just be like a ghost, or they might have, like, him.
Or he'd be a hologram.
Right. That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah. So anyway, but for now, he's an assistant coach on the Smallville Crows because he doesn't work for the Daily Planet anymore.
I'm just saying, how are they not broke? My question is, how are they not broke? Because she quit her job. She's working for some crappy little... Lois quit her job. She's working for some crappy little newspaper stand that barely even takes her. Yeah. And what's it called?
The woman that runs the newspaper, I always forget her name, but it's like Debbie Salad or something, right? But she runs.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm so rude.
No, it's okay. Just talk over your dad. And I'm. It's all right. Oh, okay. Well, while you make your point, because I got one other point I wanted to make too.
Okay, so I lost my train of thought. Anyways, I'm going to try my best. And Superman doesn't have a job anymore. He got laid off.
Yes.
So and they had to pay all the stuff to the bank for the farm. Like they probably be pretty poor by now.
Yeah. Well, there's probably a couple different explanations they could say. Maybe like General Lane gives like Superman a stipend, like he has money from the military.
Well, no, because he doesn't say it's a job.
Oh, he did. That's right. He said it was a calling. Very good point. Superman did say that at this point, in this episode. And then, but even they could just come up with like a comic book explanation. Like literally in the comics, Superman has like crushed certain rocks in his hands before, and he's made diamonds. So like, if they resorted to it, if he was like really broke, he's like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna pay the cable bill. He just could like crush some rocks and have some diamonds in his hand for them too. So, but anyway, I just want to bring up one last point, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, there's this one kid. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said he's a walking Disney movie come to life. Right? This one kid.
He's a Disney movie come to life.
Disney movie come to life. So this one kid had the weird ass line last episode. In this episode, Jordan goes to brag, and he goes, "Whoa, humble pie!" Right? no, he doesn't go to brag. Jordan goes to like not brag, right? He like goes to be humble, and the guy's like, "Humble pie," and I'm like, "What teenager in the 21st century would say humble pie?" Like, I am 38 years old. I don't even think that when I was a teenager, someone would have went, "Whoa, humble pie!" Right? Like, writers, what the hell are you doing? You
humble pie, a walking Disney movie. What century are you living in? Maybe here I have an explanation. Maybe he's one of those weird. He didn't age. He's from Krypton.
Oh, okay, maybe yes. He just landed like his body just landed from Krypton. He just crashed into the.
Yeah, it's some weird Krypton.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Whoa, humble pie. Like what? That's weird, man. So anyway, guys, as per usual, thank you so much for watching our show. We love having you guys with us. And you know what? There's only one more episode of Superman and Lois before there's a big hiatus.
We'll leave you alone after that.
Well, we'll come back when the show's back on.
No, yeah, we're not leaving you alone ever.
But this Friday, I will be live at the same time, 9 p.m. Central Time, to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier with my friend Brian. So after you watch that show...
Winter Soldier Captain American?
He's Captain American. No, no. The Winter Soldier is in the comics he becomes Captain America, but he is not Captain America. It's a different guy.
Time for awkward goodbye. I got to say it this time.
Oh yeah, look, some more people came on, and we're leaving now too. Guys, just watch it on YouTube then, and leave some comments and subscribe. We love y'all. See ya.
Bye.